Which
Let's
reminds
see
me, I
what they
haven't
can do.
seen a lot of Daddy Ocean playing FPL these days, but looks like we're about to go live. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, on the first map, best out of 3 between AGG and Splyce. We're going to have Splyce starting off on T side, composed of Davey, Arya, Professor Chaos, Abe, and JR Nasty, also known as Jason R. While for AGG, we have Ocean, Els, Twist, Ruru, and Invert. And what I find interesting is actually, if this is AGG's map choice, that Splyce actually starts off on T side first.
Yeah, Splyce had side choice and chose to go T side, it seems. Interesting. We'll see how it pans out here as the pistol round is underway. Three people towards B, a couple towards stairs, and we see a lot of aggression from AGG through the parks. They have 3 people trying to come down on stairs. Abe is waiting for them. He will be taken out. So AGG this might pan out this aggression.
Yeah, they're actually going to catch the bomb off guard as well. He's actually pinned. It's going to be Davey. Finally has some support from Jason R and Professor Chaos at short. But as he's going to try to fall back, there was one actually pushed up all towards T-spawn, and that is actually Ruru. So the bomb is going to get pinned. They're getting picked off one by one. It's a 5-on-3 situation in favor of AGG. And look at that. That flame's coming through. Ruru gets that kill. Bomb is down, and it's a flawless victory for AGG's aggressive play. Only 1 in B and 3 pushing mid.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely felt the pressure there over at Splyce on the stairs, and you saw they were trying to backtrack. Arya actually pressed into B bomb site all the way through and even got into, you know, the A bomb site basically through the CT stairs. So he knew that B was completely clear, but they couldn't fall back with the bomb because, as you said, Ruru made that flank and cut it off completely. And Arya, who was trying to flank and see if he could relieve some pressure at stairs, got caught by a CT that was kind of waiting for that type of play. So they literally just got caught on all angles, and that was a very dominant win from AGG, who will, of course, upgrade. We're going to see Splyce force up, but no armor, so it's not a complete force. But they are going to bypass this upper park push and actually get inside the A bomb site, but Invert begins to fall back. He might be able to catch this before they plant.
Yeah, this is going to be crazy, though. They're lining up. They're trying to go for trades. They managed to take down one, but they're still twisting on support. But at least the mission is successful. They will be able to get a plant and a flash there. That's going to actually give a chance for Abe to get a dink, but not a kill onto Ruru. They're going to come in for the defuse, but that is actually small pistol, no armor purchase, and a bomb plant. So now they're going to keep being able to go with the Queen Bee style. Let me upgrade you. Now with AK-47s moving into this third round.
Yeah, because they didn't commit any money to that to get a bomb plant, they actually could just buy here in the third round with AKs. That's exactly what they're going to do. So it's almost very similar to, you know, getting the bomb plant in the first round and full saving second. You full save second for the most part, but you still get a bomb plant. So it all winds up evening out to a third round buy. And the AGG aware of it. Invert's already going to go ahead and pull out the op. Ocean is still on an ump, so that's a little bit hurts, but it's not going to be too big of a deal. As again, super aggressive with these 3 players in middle. Kind of doing this crazy 1-3-1 speed setup. It's very uncommon.
Well, it's traded off right now towards this party, and it's going to be the victory for the T side, catching a third one. Else is down to 39. As they actually utilize the op towards long instead of the op towards party. Op shot missed by Invert, forced to fall back inside the A bomb site. Does have support as well, so it's going to be 2 guys. They're going to play towards that sign for the boost, but looks like the T's are going to slowly fall back and try to regain control of the B side with only Big Daddy O with the UMP, playing by himself there by that sandbag. So he's going to go for that jump scout by jumping on the sandbags, scouting the area, of course, to be able to call it across for his teammates. But the sprays are enough for him to say there's going to be a few guys over here. Invert's still going to try to split off with his teammate, and they're going to try to regain control slowly of mid to try to play this big flank. But the T seem to be walking back up towards this mid side to overtake the A, especially with Abe getting that kill into Else.
Yeah. And that's forced Invert to rotate all the way back. But he already kind of fell out of position, so it's allowed a little bit of leeway here for Splyce to work in this 4-on-2. Some flashes coming in. It's allowing Invert to post up a little bit better with this op. Does hit his shot. That's going to be the bomb down for now. And gets another really good play here from Invert. He's stuck alone, but he's making things happen. He's getting all of these kills. They can't trade him. But Davey, there's a little bit of hope on this flank, maybe.
Yeah, well, he gets his position away. He's inside CT spawn. It's a 2 versus 1, and Invert gets a 4K. I saw some people call him with a bot reaction towards that long A, but he redeems himself by holding by Optimus with a quick 4K. 4 for 4 in terms of holding that A bomb site with the AWP.
Yeah, he definitely shook that shot off, right? I mean, that was kind of an easy shot that he missed early on, but he definitely made up for it there. Just solo holding the site. He knew his rotate was way off. He knew he had to make a play, and he made it happen. And now Splyce is going to be just on the P250s here, which means AGG should have a good chance to go ahead and get that 4-0 start. We are going to see Davey actually still AFK and T-Spawn finally coming out now. We are going to see the rest of his team working towards middle, but Twist has the best spot in bathrooms. We'll find a frag.
Yeah, Abe's going to try to run back here. The bomb is dropped intentionally, but pretty much by making all of this noise is giving his position. We look at a big flank by J Nasty, though. Jason R, upshot miss, goes for the dig kill as well. Giving a chance right now for the T's to move in and get a plant. He's going to spot a second one there at long A. It's going to be Twist, so they're going for that double at long. So I think we're going to expect the T's, we're going to expect the CTs to do that quite often for Splyce's side. Now they're trying to corner Twist, but he still manages to get another kill. Retake attempt coming in from the CT side. It's looking good. Maybe not. 2 P250 kills. Finally, Professor Chaos is going to be the last man standing. Twist moving through, going for a 360 as Twist is going to be able to get that kill. A 4K on his side, but that's 3 kills, a bomb plant, with, again, not much invested in the hands of Splyce. Economy actually damaged onto the CT side.
Yeah, like Splyce has been able to find some gaps here in AGG's aggression to be able to fit bomb plants in. You know, when AGG puts a lot of pressure on middle, you know, they've been denied, but when it's AGG actually putting a lot of focus on like upper park over at long A and just kind of leaving mid open, Splyce has used that twice now to get bomb plants in the second and the fourth round, so it's helped them with money, but they still haven't put any rounds together actually. And again, here comes that aggression, leaving only one at B to start, putting 3 people pushed up towards middle and stairs. They really seem to be favoring this almost every round. Like I said, it's not something I see often at all, and certainly not used almost every single gun round, but it's worked thus far.
Now we have an op in the hands of Arya. He's proven to be quite the opper, the sniper for the team. Before we thought it was going to be Professor Chaos, but
yeah, that's what I thought too.
You
At
really
the minor,
start,
it was.
Exactly, and then Professor Chaos was actually a little bit off as well in terms of his shots in the minor until Arya also started opting towards at least CT side Dust 2 and really started carrying the team. So maybe you're starting to see this roll come back, and Inverse also opted inside B instead of long this time. They're still trying to get an increase on Splyce's side, and it's going to be Jason R that finally gets it. It's smoked all around the area, giving him a chance to get an easy plant. Also catches some people off the rotation, so Brew is going to fall down. Twist on a rotation already, taking down A. Bomb is now planted with a 1-man advantage for Splyce, but Twist is pretty much stuck in mid-water, especially with Ocean dying at Graffiti's side. So Twist at this point does have a lot of money to work with though, so he might be able to run into this one and try to get a kill and a defuse. So far, great positioning though from Splyce's side. He's just going to burn, save this AK-47, so Splyce is finally going to put a point on the scoreboard, and even Davey, lurking towards water, will be able to take him down with the AK-47 on short side, and it's now going to be 4-1.
Yeah, it's just Splyce finding the gaps in AGG's play. You know, they put so much focus in mid, which pretty much leaves Ocean by himself at B, and they went for a heavy B execute where really only Ocean was in the area. Invert began to start cheating over with the op, but Splyce able to you know, get the entry there and just overwhelm the site. So you do see Professor Chaos, like I said, not really opping as we were seeing at the minor, but he's serving as kind of an entry fragger with the rifle. And when he used to play with Elevate, he would kind of bounce around between those roles, and I felt he did have more of an impact as an entry. So it's cool to see that. We have AGG on his save now, pressing again at long A. Catching Arya a little bit there, almost got him down. Not quite yet, though.
At least he has support from Davey. So like we mentioned before, getting 3 kills on the previous 2 rounds, and then winning this one actually resets the economy of AGG, as they did have a stack of 3 guys towards long to start things off, and like you said, they almost caught Arya off, but now they fall back inside the washroom area, just at the entrance of A, having Ocean playing by himself with the 5-7 towards B. So he's peeking out towards Monster, but it's a very passive play on Splyce's side, though, on the other side. They're really focusing more on Davey and on Arya, as you can see from that minimap, to lurk down and try to clear out the site. And as soon as that forces Ocean off the rotation, or if they start dying there, you'll see the execute come back in towards the B side. Thing is, if Davey and Arya cannot get any kills here and they lose 2 guns, then it's going to be possibly a easy retake for AGG out inside B.
Certainly possible. That is kind of the risk that they're taking here. Davey pressing all the way in. Might get caught by Els as he gets way out exposed, but somehow he's able to react and get that kill anyway. But here come the pistols, and those are the 2 AKs collected. But can they rotate in time? The bomb is making its way inside the B-bomb site. Ocean tries to make a stand. He's going to put some shots out there. He won't go down. He's trying to stay alive, and the rotate will get here just as the bomb is planting. So there's still some hope for this retake.
Yeah, and it's actually an AK op they actually salvaged because it was Arya that was up there. So they have that bomb plant. They're moving up towards the balcony side. Abe is actually lurking towards lower, but at least PC and Jason are there to hold it back. Invert, the last man standing, trying to get the op shot, trying to get the no-scope to no avail. So that's going to be 2 unanswered rounds, and also still very tough right now for AGG. I mean, you'll probably see them go for the buy. Indeed, Else immediately buys, Invert going for the glass cannon, and really not enough economy for Ruru as well. So you'll probably see him with the FAMAS. No, he's going for an M4 small armor, which means no utilities right now for 2 of the players for AGG, and also no kits.
Yeah, certainly it's going to hurt you a little bit there on maybe holding on to the choke points for rushes and having the utility you'd want for retakes. So yeah, a little bit limited there. Certainly losing this would lead to a save. Meanwhile, Splyce's money also isn't quite set, but it's certainly better than what AGG is working with at the moment. So that certainly is going to give them an advantage to maybe tie this thing up here pretty soon, as like we're going to see a little more of a standard setup this time from AGG. You know, they have their 2 players committed at B. They got Els in a rotation position. They have Twist and Invert doubling up at A. So this is certainly more, you know, normal CT play you would see on this map.
And I think things are changing a little bit for a Splyce, though, because from what I remember, it's usually Abe that's going to be lurking around towards the B-side monster and try to catch people in rotations and play that lurk role. But this time you see Davey playing that role. So Davey, who used to be pretty much the guy that's trying to get the entries, is playing the lurk role for this round, while the rest of them will try to focus towards A.
Well, Davey was always a lurker. He only became an entry fragger for the minor. That was like they were trying to make that change. I guess maybe they're reverting back.
Okay. And it seems to be going well so far for Splyce this round, as Invert whiffs another shot, pays the price, and dies in the washroom. So that's going to be a 1 op lost, wasted down the drain in the toilets. But here comes the flash towards long. Twistle manages to get the kill onto Arya as they went for that double push through that smoke. So setting up for a trade again. So this time Davey lurking around. Oh, giving his position away. This is going to be big. So he's going to try to molly out, look back. Spots the first one, but cannot capitalize on the kill on the Ruru. But at least PC is there to trade it off. Looking back, Big Daddy-O with the headshot for return. And then JR Nasty, Jason R retaliates back from the monster side. So it's a 2 versus 2. They move it inside the site, and they get the bomb plant.
I mean, Splyce had a lot of success attacking this B-bomb site, and so far they've also been equally as successful holding off the retake. They can do it here yet again as Els and Twist are both coming from the same spot here. Clearing out water, working their way into the site. Both players are playing from short on the sandbags. There are no smokes or anything to hold those players off from keeping the site. But Twist will step out and take the battle. It's an even exchange, killing even more time, though. Els does not have a kit, so this is not looking good. Abe buying all the time that he needs, and Els has to pretty much just concede the round and save the gun. So there you have it. Splyce working towards the tie.
Yeah, it's good enough because of... Because actually Abe got lucky and didn't get picked off when he actually tried to go for that jumping peek. I mean, he still had a knife in his hands and had the weapon switch, looked at the wrong angle. His opponent was right there, and there was a slight whiff going through with the M4 that was shot at first. And at the same time, I mean, like I said, AGG, they went for that forced buy glass cannon going through as well, and they didn't have enough to go for any kits or any smokes or flashes to try to retake the site. So it came down to those body peeks and try to win those fight close range and try to bait them out from those fake diffuses, which Splyce kind of bit the bullet and bit the bait, but thankfully for them, again, no kits in their hand.
As they're on the save, they're once again stacking this long A, but Splyce having no issues dealing with it. Able to dispatch all the frags thus far. Not really even losing a whole heck of a lot of HP except for on Jason R. So they're going to work that bomb into the A-bomb site here slowly, but just looking for any more pushes, which Invert is going to deliver on that part.
Yeah, he's about to catch Abe. Yeah, thankfully, as Ocean got the dink there from the blue door side. So at least the audibles will be called. They know where the last 2 guys are. They dropped the AK for Invert as well. So that is going to be it. Davey still lurking around towards that B side. Went back towards C spawn. Swept up the last 2, and now it's tied up 4-4. And things are looking good for Splyce right now. Just I don't know, that AK that they salvaged the previous round, I mean, they had the smart move to try to go for, or the smart play to try to focus more towards long. They went for that 3-man push again, but I think 3 of them, or 2 of them, immediately died, actually, on first contact against Splyce. All 3? Okay, there you go.
So just didn't really pan out, but they're going to have the op back in Invert's hands, and he had that one big quad kill play, but outside of that, he's been kind of quiet. It's really just been Twist. Just the new kid, you know, the 16-year-old, he's been carrying right now, giving them a lot of rounds.
We're doing the new kid on the block again?
No, I didn't. You notice I didn't actually say the word block. I stopped at new kid. I was able to weave my way out of it.
That's good.
You brought it right back. So maybe Kakona needs your spam, chat. He needs some more kills.
All right, well, lend him your energy, chat. We actually also need Els to step up. He's currently at 1 and 5. A full gun round right now for both of these teams. You do have an op again in the hands of Invert. Finally kits, enough money for them to buy kits on the CT side. But Davey again still lurking towards the outside B. Bomb is dropped potentially towards T spawn right now. So it's a very passive player for Splyce. You can see that the way that they were set up from that overview, they're really watching all angles, all pushes possible. So it's a lot. It's actually very good for AGG to play it very passively because they're going to force team execution very soon. So it comes down to how they want to set up their positioning towards the CT side, and it seems to be pretty decent to look towards at least a crossfire at Monster for AGG, leaving short kind of open right now since Ruru is able to kind of play that spot towards that wooden wall. And here's the execution. Let's see if they can hold it.
Ocean does have an incendiary though, and that's exactly what was needed to kind of slow this down a bit, but short has been left open. As you said, they focused on long, so Ocean having to battle a lot of angles, but he does actually take the offer down, looking for a second, can't quite do it. Abe gets it instead, and again, it's another successful execute for Splyce. Invert though, trying to make this retake work. He gets one, he gets it back into a 3v3, and Twist is delivering as well, so they might actually make this one work.
Well, Davey and Professor Chaos, last 2 remaining, but Davey's still alive. Make that him dead from an off shot from Invert. 12 HP is all he needs, but does not connect. And now TC is going to work. Gets 1, 2, and 3. Clutches that one. And it was those 1 versus 1 peaks that saves the day there for Splyce, and it's going to be 5-4 with them taking a lead.
It's not just that, though. I mean, they got them down to 10 HP. If that last guy just connects 1 bullet, that's a done deal. So, yeah, it was a peak 1-by-1. They could have timed that a little bit better, maybe swing 2 people out at the same time. I think there was some hesitation because they were trying to figure out who was going to defuse the bomb while the other 2 kind of chased after Professor Chaos to make sure he couldn't kill the diffuser, right? So there was probably a little bit of jumbled communication on that, on who wanted to dedicate to staying on the bomb and who wanted to push and all that business. And that just kind of fed right into Professor Chaos, who makes a big play. And now Splyce, they've won the last 5 rounds in a row. They've just absolutely crushed AGG's economy, and now they have, you know, really good control of the half. They're starting to build up their own bank, and this is starting to kind of backfire on AGG a bit, who had an explosive start. Their aggressive mid tactics were working out real well, but Splyce has constantly abused that B-bomb site, Alex.
That's right. You can really see 2 players really stepping up for AGG so far, and it's Twist and Invert with the AWP. But now that Invert does not have that op, really are going to have to try to count on that CZ from Twist. It does have a smoke to work with as well, so this could actually be used if they want to try to go for a full 10-second fuse, if they're able to keep a few guys alive long enough to try to retake a site. But so far, looks like the B side is open. The way that they're set up on CT's side are just pushed all the way up towards mid to go for easy rotates and flanks through the blue door, but now you're going to hear possibly a few footsteps as 2 of them are making down towards the staircase. Abe is actually waiting there as well with... Oh, shit! Okay, missed the first shot, but connects for the other ones. Picks up the AK-47. This is going to be huge right now for AGG to retake. Invert dropping down towards that balcony side. The AK is now lost, and Invert dies as well. So just like that, it's turned back around, and Splyce is looking better to win this round.
The Kona delivered, but it just wasn't enough. The Splyce is going to go ahead and take their 6th round unless some crazy miracle comes out of Twist here. And he's done quite a lot, but this is asking a bit much. This has the CZ, and he's up against 3 guys here. Trying to pick up this AK and fall back, but they're certainly going to give chase and try to stop him from holding on to this thing. And they will be successful in that goal. So, Splyce, 6 rounds in a row. AGG, they've hit max loss bonus now. They're going to be able to get the op back in Invert's hands, but...
Even double if they want.
They could. I mean, yeah, and you're going to see it. Ocean. Is he going to be the one? Looks like it. He's holding on to it. He's not passing it around. And he plays over towards B, so maybe putting an op at long B might give a different look and help him out.
Yeah, especially if he's going to be opting towards that monster side, but he has a decent... actually, it's fast enough. He's actually going to go for that peek. Arya's winning left side corner, but he's not even needed. JR Nasty with a nasty headshot. Op is already down. B side is slightly open. Two guys are still playing towards sandbags, though. They only expect Ruru, but I don't think they expect Else there as well. But now with the M4 and now the A4 and Silence are being spammed through the smoke, so that's two guys now spotted. They're going to get the easy plant coming through. And look at that, Davey is going to be that lurker. He's going to spot the op towards that blue door. Staircase gets op down.
Splyce is so cautious. They will not push this site, man. Like, they had everything smoked. Now
Yeah.
their smokes are dead. Now they're
Hey guys, let's plant after the smoke dissipates on short. Now they drop the bomb.
heck?
Now Twist gets the kill. Let's try to throw around, Splyce. That's how you do it. J Nasty, now the last man standing. Jason R now on a 3 versus 1. Was on a 4 versus 1. And he's actually pinned. They know exactly where he's at. He's got at least 48 seconds to work with. But man, you're right. This was a pretty
I'm a little
face-palm
tilted.
play. Yeah, I'd be too. I'm
I kind of
actually
got triggered watching that.
I'm
not
trying
gonna
really
lie.
hard to not swear it, but definitely a trigger.
Triggered.
Jason R dies from the op of invert, and because of that, it's 6-5. At least they have some economy to work with for a drop. But yeah, you're right. I mean, very,
listen,
very
you
scared.
get an opening pick on Ocean, so you have an instant 5v4, and they immediately push 4 people through long B. They got the smoke on short. So literally the only thing they had to worry about is if someone was water, if someone was going to rotate through, you know, the window up top. That's all they really had to worry about. You know they had the numbers, so yeah, just plant. It's almost as if they put so much weight in Davies' flank to go through CT spawn that they hesitated way too much. I mean, that should have never been a lost round.
But like we mentioned, at least they did have enough economy to go
Yeah.
for a drop for whoever was low there on Splyce's side, going, well, actually, it's just going to be a Tech 9 for Professor Chaos. So they're going to utilize the economy left more for utility, to go for a hole take. Maybe starting at the A site first, but you can see right now the CT's already rotated all the way across towards A. Actually, really nobody playing B so far, with Davey already dying at the beginning of this round.
So we'll see if they can follow it up with another one here and actually tie this thing back up. See if Splyce hasn't gifted them the path back into this game. We do see Splyce committing to an A hit. They got the smoke wall going up, but pretty much everyone's already here. Invert misses his op shot though, so that's going to give Splyce a chance to get in here and maybe put this bomb down. And now they're getting some kills as well. Invert not spamming, so the bomb will in fact take a setting, and it's now a 2-on-4. What the heck happened?
Yeah,
Oh no,
somehow
Invert.
it turns in their favor, and Ocean's going to be the last man standing. Bomb planted at pretty much for long, and Ocean is pretty much stuck to actually commit to something, and he decides to finally fall back as nobody's going to go on the hunt, so he's going to be able to salvage his M4 with the exception of actually Arya already inside short water. You could see that it's smoked all the way across for long and for short as well. We're going to try to creep through. Ocean is trying to hold it back towards B, but that's just like that. Gets turned back around, and it's going to be reset back onto AGG side, and Splyce is looking to win this 8-5 next round.
That's the big problem. Having your economy reset, the big deal. Luckily, it won't lead to any type of double save. They have enough reserve cash to still be able to, you know, take a save here and get that full purchase next round, but they haven't done so well in gun rounds.
Really.
They've only won 2. They've only won 2 gun rounds.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even if they lose this one here, you're going to be at 1900. Ocean at this point is going to be at 39. You don't really see him with full M4 armor if you wanted to. Even worse for Twist and Invert, who are currently at 1800 and 1850. So
Yeah, they have
you
a
might-
decision to make if they
Yeah.
want to FAMAS armor, if they want to take a whole nother save and make sure they can get an op in Invert's hands or something.
Yeah, and right now it's just going to be Ruru looking for some information. They're playing pretty much the same strategy as before. In the last rounds that they tried to eco, just try to focus more towards that mid, but this time Ruru took an extra step to try to recon a little bit towards that map and got picked off, paid the price against Arya. Else falling back towards the washroom area, but the rest of the guys are still holding it tight at short and towards the staircase. And we're maybe seeing Twist looking for a battle fairly soon with Abe down towards that hallway of the blue door. But really, things are going to stay very calm for Splyce. They're basically using patience as a virtue, and then possibly try to commit towards the A site if they can get an entry there.
Yeah, to be fair, the reason why they're being cautious before when they tried to force an issue, they got busted on ecos like this. But they paid the price. I mean, a little bit too passive at B a couple of rounds ago. But here it works out just fine. Now they're up 8-5. AGG, they have a tough decision to make here. They do have enough money to make some type of purchase, and it looks like they are in fact going to do that. But that means very, very low on utility. And Invert isn't even an op. He's just on a scout. And Twist is going to be on a FAMAS. Give that man an M4.
Yeah,
if I'm Ocean, I'm dropping that man an M4 and taking his FAMAS.
Even worse for the last round if they lose this one here, right? So things are looking very grim for AGG, but they've done it before. Why? Because Splyce did actually very well to throw around when they played even more passive than they did the previous one against an eco. And look at them. They're still holding back towards T-spawn. Lots of flashes being thrown at first. And they finally commit, take control of this mid side, past the fountain, having a party right now, and all moving towards the washroom to commit towards A, but they do and will face against a 3-man stack on the CT side.
Indeed they will. FAMAS is going to be there on Twist, Invert with the Scout, Els with the M4 Silence. They even have a little bit of a boost going on. Or they did. I guess they bailed on the boost, actually. But Splyce seems to have maybe read this a little bit, and they've gone and backed up, and now they're doubling through stairs to actually attack the B bomb site. Rue was actually pushed through B for a flank, but that leaves Ocean alone at B, so almost this flank may not even help at all. Like, he's actually flanking Park, so he doesn't even know they're going B, so they couldn't be even more out of position if they tried at this point on AGG.
And that's why you saw nobody rotate on the A side. They thought that it was still towards short, and as Ocean missed a lot of shots and now forced out of position from Gfinity, it's going to be an easy plant, but could be a decent retake right now for the CT side, and Ocean still burns to death! Maybe then Mac 10 onto Els, and the retake seems even more grim now on the CT side. They have made that a 3-man advantage, and now they all die on the retake.
Wow. I mean, that's just kind of unfortunate. You have Rue pressing through long B, not seeing anything. So he thinks he's all clear. He's actually going to flank A. He thinks he's going to make a big play.
But Ocean saw that molly come towards him before he actually got blinded. Yet still manages to burn from 100 to 0. Not even shooting a single bullet. He could at least done some damage to give a chance for his teammate to come on a retake.
I don't know, man. It was a crazy round. Just crazy how Splyce found that one hole in the defense and just got a free 5-on-5 bomb plant. Yeah, and now AGG has nothing to work with. Splyce should have a 10th round. And this could have been even worse, man. Just imagine if Splyce doesn't make that one mistake. This could have very well been like 11-4 or 12-3 half. Like, they've been very dominant.
Oh, for sure. Now it's going to be that 1-man advantage, make that 2 as Davies actually opping right now. So a double op set up this time, and like you mentioned it's not Professor Chaos, it's actually Davey opping and Twist going to work. So these guys are going to say, all right, we're going to have to look out for a Twist if he's going to be the entry fragger right now for AGG on the second half, because this kid is still on fire. 19 and 10. Make that 20 as he gets a headshot off onto Abe and evens things up on a 2v2. And that puts Els in a position where he can actually take the bomb carrier down. He also digs David down the first. Oh my god. So they win that round, they turn it around, all thanks to Twist that actually disorientates Splyce, and somehow they win the round. That's actually a great play from Twist. Great plays from Twist.
All right, so I want to give a pro tip, Vans. I'm not a professional player. We all know this.
That's a good pro tip right there.
It's a good pro information. Pro tip. If you're in a 1v2, Vans, and you get dinked, and the player who dinks you fades out on a jiggle peek, would you A, pull out a grenade so when he re-peeks you, you're dead, or would you keep your gun out? What do you think?
Well, since this is NACS, I'd pull out a grenade.
Okay, yeah. I was just making sure we were on the same wavelength there.
Yeah, but
I mean, not that was what lost the round. It was Twist making plays and the Splyce kind of falling apart at the end, maybe just thinking they already had the round won, and so they had a little bit of a mental lapse there, which, you know, is the window of opportunity that Twist and his team needed to get back into that. Not to mention Els hit like a pretty sick fadeaway 5-7 dink on Davey. I mean, that was just kind of nuts. Like, that's just one of those shots that that's why the 5-7 is so deadly, man, that it hits those types of shots sometimes.
But even then, it's Twist playing with a deagle as well. And what we were trying to say, or what I was trying to say, was that a double up setup on T side on Splyces, they actually put it in the hands of Davey instead of Professor Chaos. So I think the roles really are trying to be adapted of how different play styles are happening since this actually, since the minor right now for Splyce. So they're still trying to readapt moving on to this one. But still, 9 rounds on T side, 9-6. kind of standard right now, but still slightly advantageous, sorry, for Splyce
I
moving
think
on
it's a
to the
big
second
advantage
half.
for Splyce. I feel like this map is generally really CT sided, so getting 9 on T is great. But it's also kind of like in the back of your head, you're thinking, man, that really could have been 11-4 if it wouldn't have been for like 2 big mistakes from Splyce, and they really could have
Uh-huh.
dominated the half. It's still a pretty dominant half from Splyce, right? I mean, they only
Mhm.
dropped 2 gun rounds the entire half. That's still pretty damn good. They're in a great position, but definitely you saw some hints of maybe dropping the ball a bit and giving up a couple
Yeah.
rounds they shouldn't have.
I mean, it was actually
But
3,
we'll
right?
see.
Because it went from the standard pistol win for Splyce, went to the third round bye, which actually didn't turn out in their favor. Full save, then they started winning those rounds. Then they finally lost one on that 11th round, and then that 15th round could sort of be a gun round because it's a forced bye.
Yeah, yeah.
That
So 3.
somehow was magical there for AGG, all thanks to Twist.
Yeah, Twist was definitely a big part of that. I know Invert had one really big round where he had like a
Yeah, the
quad kill
4K.
op round
Yep.
today.
Yep.
And those are in fact the 2 guys that are at the top of the board.
Yeah, and despite Professor Chaos being quite silent in terms of efficacy, he actually clutched 3 times in this half
He
where
also
we
had some
actually
big
didn't really.
entries on B.
Yeah, so we didn't really talk about that a lot. So him not utilizing the AWP is actually being a very good support player coming in as a second fragger into a site.
Yeah, he even opened up a couple of rounds at B, being the first guy outlaw on B and taking out that barrels player, or taking out the player coming up the slope at water. So
Yeah, so looks like we're ready for the second half here, Dust. So let's actually take a quick singer from CSGO Lounge and come back here for the second half. So a 9-6 score in favor of Splyce. Switching sides now on CT. It is composed of Davey with his wonderful purchase that he loves, the dualies. Arya, Professor Chaos, Abe, and Jason R versus Ocean L's Twist, Ruru, and Invert for Team AGG on T side. With looking at Ocean, probably looking to make some noise towards B or scout some things out, but everybody else is working towards his long A.
Yep. As we're going to see everyone actually heading long A as well, so they're bypassing middle. But Davey hears all this in bathrooms, man. He may even be able to get some kills. He's got the kills. He can't get a single kill. He does at least get the intel. I'm pretty sure he spotted the bomb as well. But they're actually going to come through stairs and hit B because I think they forced the rotate. They're incorrect. Even Jason R are still here. That smoke still lands as well. So they should be able to get in and plant unless JR can stop it.
Well, Abe does manage to get one through the smoke. They're pushing through the smoke as well. Jason R will never see this. Also, the dualies purchased by Davey comes back in their favor, and Arya manages to get a kill, but the bomb is planted. 1 minute advantage. Somehow Jason R is still alive inside the water side, finally picked off. Now, Professor Chaos, kit in hand at least, gets the first kill on Ruru, down to a 2 versus 1. He's clutched 3 times before. Can he actually have a 4th one? Spots Ocean at the pillar, turns around, cannot connect onto Invert, unfortunately. So a good round for AGG. That's 2 pistol rounds won in this map for the terrorist side.
That's a pretty cool pistol strat. I kind of liked it. You know, just putting all your numbers at A, getting that initial pick, hoping you pull a rotate. Even if you don't, you're going to kind of overload the B players with 4 people just storming through sandbags at the same time with the smoke for cover. So that worked out really, really well. I mean, the retake almost happened, but the thought process was great, and they did close out the round in the end anyway. So
kind of tough
well
too, though, because they actually had 2 guys rush through smoke. So if somebody actually played towards Graffiti that has sick aim, like EU, that's you get instantly headshot running through.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, though, they do get the round. They have rifles and some machine guns. Davey playing by himself at long spots. The first one here is spamming across and falls back. So it's only going to be a pistol buy for the Splyce team with no armor as well. Davey's stuck in a corner now as he's going to hopefully get some baits coming in from Arya. But now he manages to find the good timing to run back towards this A-bomb site. But they're pushing back towards washroom, looking for some intel still, as they're still lurking around towards party side for AGG.
Davey gonna get caught out finally here, and Invert's gonna clean up as well. So that means the A bomb side's pretty much done with, except for Abe here with the D. Some damage into L's, but eventually taken out. And it seems like it's gonna be a pretty clean round for AGG now. In fact, it is gonna be not gonna drop a single member. And so AGG's well on their way to time this thing back up at 9-all. So despite having a tough time there on the CT side, they're at least doing the right things to get back into the game now.
Yeah, the only one more to tie things up, it's going to be Splyce going on a full save once again, only buying small pistols. You do have Professor Chaos at $3,100 as well, so they really want to try to bring this economy up to get an op in the hands of probably Arya at this point onto the CT side. Looking at it from the minimap so far, you do have basically a stack going up more towards this B bomb side. You have one scouting, it's going to be Abe from the sandbags area, and then two guys playing inside water side at B, while the rest of them are just perked, trying to eavesdrop to see if they can hear footsteps towards washroom or even spot anything long range here with Arya playing inside the A-bomb site. So far on T side, 4 guys lurking up. Thankfully for the CT side, they're not facing up against a scout or an op, so Arya's okay to go for these white peaks to spot towards long.
I'm wondering if it's going to be kind of similar to that pistol round. They just all routed back stairs to go B, but they have no presence at B, so it seems like they're just going to try to overwhelm A, and Davey hiding out here, gonna get, you know, taken out immediately. On rounds like these, you're gonna check all those angles because you're expecting people to do something gimmicky like that. So it's not gonna pan out. And AGG looks like they're gonna make it 9-9.
Yeah, that's right. 5-on-2 situation. Bomb planted, both playing towards the bank side now for Splyce. Trying to go for a trade kill, manages to get one onto Else, but Else did enough damage there to pick up some guns or some money right now by getting 2 Mag 10 kills for that round. And Ocean gets 2 as well, so that's a big economy for the T side. Now we'll finally see this gun round on the second half, but I think it's pretty much a default that you see right now, Dust, with how AGG is executing. We're trying to take control of long, moving towards that washroom area, and then from there they could decide if they want to go through the staircase to B or just keep pushing up towards the catwalk area. I think the reason why they moved towards A that time was whoever's lurking B did not hear any footsteps, not hear any rotations coming through, so they're like, okay, well, maybe there's still a stack since we have more numbers towards that A side. Let's just try to continue, especially moving against pistols. Things might change a little bit now, though, as we have a full gun round and aggressive push at long.
We do, so let's see how this is in fact going to pan out. Dallas is going to be able to find one frag there over on it to Davey. So far it didn't really have any value, but we'll see if Arya can pick up something with this op. Maybe they'll feel it's a little bit less likely there's one there. Might give Arya a chance on a free shot on the first guy crossing.
And he loses that fight as Invert comes out from that boulder, gets the headshot with the op, and they also drop out inside B. Just like that, it's actually a 5 versus 2. The guys lurking towards B, that was Ruru, decides to fall back, and the rest of AGG now lurking up towards long and short A. And this is going to be quite easy for them to take this site unless they give enough time for Jason R to move inside this A on bank side. And Jason R is the type of player that can drop 2 or 3 quite easily here. So he's playing towards that dumpster side, actually at CT spawn at the end. Now that it's smoked out, no chances for him right now to try to get these kills as they're getting a plant inside A. So last move right now for Professor Chaos and for Jason R. Is to actually save their weapons or try to, but AGG is on a big hunt right now. Jason R is going to hear, spot the first one, sees the second one, gets a dink, and catches Else with a nade in his hands. Thankfully, Ruru's there on short side to take him down. So Professor Chaos looking to save this towards T-spawn now.
Big ground there from AGG, putting the pressure on A, and Splyce crumbled. Big pick from Invert with the op to kick it off, and you know, a couple other players pitched in, and no frags for Splyce. You know, you got to trade to some degree, and it just didn't happen for him. And now AGG will take the lead back, a lead that they haven't had in quite a while. You know, they've had to work themselves back into this game. They've done it. Now they have Splyce on pretty much a save here, with the exception of some upgraded pistols. No real armor or utility, though. So they'll be able to increase it even at least one more before they, you know, face another real threat from Splyce.
Yeah, I like the idea of how Splyce are playing so far, though. Really focusing towards that long on that gun round did not work in their favor, but they're going to keep trying to do it. And that's why you see in this pistol round, you have 3 guys focusing on the washroom side, but at long, trying to see if AGG is going to go for that lurk play again and have Arya spot towards short. So if they keep catching on to this, and AGG is pretty much a one-trick pony on T side, on the next gun round, you should expect Splyce to turn things around and readapt to that. So some good calls going on by Arya so far. You see from this from the overview, you still have Ruru lurking around with Ocean, so they pretty much have control of this map and trying to hear for some footsteps on T side. But they have no idea where the stacks could be right now against Splyce.
We'll see if, in fact, any of these upgraded pistols can do any good. They're stacked in the right place, and the bomb carrier's the one who peaks first. The bomb does, in fact, go down. L's gonna trade, though, pretty effectively. He even pulls out the block to finish off a kill. And there you have it. It looked a little bit grim for a second for AGG, but Els, he brought it back with those 3 kills, and 11-9 is now right on the horizon.
Yeah, PC was actually set up there in case they were still trying to work towards this A-bomb site. And indeed they are, but actually not from the same angle. They're actually pushing towards long side. So PC is actually going to try to flank them back. At least Ruru has made it towards CT spawn, so that's going to clear that area. So as he's looking towards B and spotted and cleared everything else, and also Bank is clear, they know that the flank's coming across. At least the AK's picked up. PC gets the kill onto Invert. So that off is down as well. So if you keep working for some exits right now and prevent AGG from salvaging that AWP, yeah, they do have a lot of money left in the bank for the T side, but at least it gives enough. There's no kit to work with, so Professor Chaos really at this point will just try to go for those kills because they do have enough money coming into this next round, and he will not win it against Ruru, and it's going to be now 11-9.
Now we have to see what Splyce can do with money back in their pockets. They'll be able to get an op out if they so choose. They'll of course have, you know, plenty of inforts and utility. They will in fact avoid the op. Go 5 rifles. Means they can't really take those long distance fights at A, but I mean 5 rifles are still certainly going to be fine on a map like this. A lot of options to take some closer quarter battles, or you know, play passive in the site and just, you know, get into some you know, lesser distance duels. Seems like they are going to get a little bit aggressive here in bathrooms with Davey and Arya, so trying to see if they can't, you know, catch some type of player slipping in there. But you can see AGG being very passive, waiting back over
Gonna be tough for Arya
at the park. He's pushing up alone with no help. Unless he makes a big play, this can go horribly wrong.
I'm scared for his life. Invert's about to peek as well. Lines him up, gets the first kill. At least it's traded out, but he did his part. He's going to even spot the bomb after the death cam. And you see right now, Splyce pretty much readapting a little bit there. They're playing a little bit more passively inside that B bomb side, playing more rotate towards the A and B side. So you see 2 of them heading back towards CT spawn. And still Davey playing towards that washroom area. But now, as PC dies to Ruru lurking towards that B side, it's going to be the call right now for AGG to move inside B. But thankfully for Overpass on CT side, it's a fast rotate from A to B. So it's evened up as Abe gets the frag onto Ruru. It's a 3-3 situation. Bomb is looking to get planted, but he's still far behind. And like that, 2 of them simultaneously die, leaving Invert the last man standing. He's done a 4K before. Can he clutch a 3 versus 1? So far, 25 seconds left on the clock. He has to act a lot faster than usual. Has a full belt of utilities, though, on his side. Bomb now planted.
Spotted Jason R. He saw him jumping around. Checking to see if there's going to be anyone graffiti. Getting into short. Actually getting out of the site.
How?
Pretty well. I don't, because no one went short.
Wow.
So there's actually some hope. Do they have... Oh, no, he gets off Molotov out, but he survives it. Gonna react, gets the shot on the Jason R. Now Davey's gonna press in there. He'll get the kill, so... you can loosen up on the rear end now. No need to clench. Splyce has pulled it out. That actually flowed way too well.
You get... you get...
the puns.
Yes.
The puns.
You actually get caught with a nade in your hands, and you still have time to throw it, switch to the op, and get a quick scope, even a no scope against your opponent. That's some big mistakes there when that opponent spotted him. Was that Abe? I'm not too sure, but...
It just is so unfortunate Invert was way too far out with the bomb. Like, his team had control of B for so long, but when it takes quite a while for the bomb to get in position, that just gives more time for Splyce to set up and actually get those kills. And as you saw, Invert, before he even got to the site, he was alone with the bomb. So, I mean, it just didn't work out the way it was intended. And the way that round started was good, because I think Arya, that wasn't a great play to go out there alone. And even trade, you don't want to do that early in a round as a CT. It puts way more pressure on you than your opponent. But somehow they still recovered, and now we have ourselves a tight game here.
Yeah, great job by Splyce on the timing, actually, on that retake, because when they peaked, they got 2 simultaneous kills. So that was from the blue door, and I think towards long as well in the flank. So that was immediately 2 down, leaving on a 3-on-1 situation, and keeping Invert alive. If actually Twist was able to get a kill, then maybe it would have been a clutch situation on their side. So luck was on Splyce's side in terms of the rotation. Here comes an execution towards B, though. Let's see what is going to come out of that. Molly's all over the place. PC is not actually burning, though. They're actually wasting a lot of the Molotovs, forcing him out of position, but Jasonar still manages to get a kill through the smoke, drop the bomb carrier. They're still trying to rotate across, and Ocean wins a fight against Jasonar, which he shouldn't have. Survives at 2 HP, Invert at 4 HP. So Urya has to land some shots at least, or pistol them, whatever. He's looking for some help. His teammate Urya, should I say Davey's rotating across as well, but Invert never moved from his position, and he leans out, sorry, to get another kill onto Davey at Gfinity's side, and man, 2 HP, 4 HP, that's all you need. You just need to have Invert alive or Twist alive, and you're winning rounds for AGG.
And those two are certainly carrying the brunt of the weight. There's no doubt about that. Nothing really special to say about the round. It's just an all-out brawl. I mean, people were in position to hold that, but it's just Invert and Twist. They're just getting the kills. I think they combined got all 5 frags that round, right? So those two guys are just a force to be reckoned with this game, and now they give AGG the lead right back. Pistols only for Splyce. Again, they're going to try to get aggressive, but this time with 4 members at long A. But Els and Twist, they're waiting for it. They're sitting back. They're anticipating this exact type of thing to happen. But who's going to lose their patience first is going to be the question.
It's going to be Splyce. Davey, you know him. He's always jittering. He's looking for the kill, but that's because of a nice flash from his teammates for him to come out to get the first kill, but Twist keeps lining him up, and just like that, it's a 1-minute advantage on the terrorist side. They will be able to pick up an AK-47 out of that. Jasonar does have a CZ to work with as well. If Ocean tries to move up the staircase, it could be a 2 versus 2. And it is. Headshot it, courtesy of Jasonar. Bomb is going to get planted inside B, but now it's a 2 versus 2 situation, thankfully for Ruru, who had a smoke to try to block out towards that short side. No kits right now for the CTs, so they will go back and save their guns.
Yeah, you would think so. Money's certainly tight over there on the Splyce side, especially with their money being reset in the 21st round. That win one, lose one kills you. Now with these 2 AKs, say they actually might still be able to have some type of buy, since Abe does have a little bit of money there. Maybe someone can drop Professor Chaos and Arya and still make something out of this. AGG certainly has pulled out in front, and oh, here comes Ruben. Stop the save from happening. No, he won't. He'll get caught. No one else in position. Stop them from bringing these AKs over to the next round. So that'll help out a bit, but I mean, we haven't really seen Splyce be able to consistently prove they can put up a defense against what the tactics AGG are running. They've only, like I said, put in 1 round, and now we have a tactical timeout coming in from Arya.
That's
not a bad time to do it.
Exactly, because the interesting part about this is because they salvage 2 guns. They don't have a lot of money to work with. Abe has enough to actually drop a knob for Arya. Arya could probably go glass cannon and drop a rifle for Abe, or even go small armor. The thing is, I don't know how you pronounce his name, but Hino? He's actually, so he's actually the coach right now for AGG. And while they were talking there, he's like, there's probably no way that these guys have enough money to go for an op. There's no way that they do have enough money for an op. Abe had $6,100, but he fully invested in an M4. So the call was right, but it could have been wrong if Arya on his side said, all right, just give me a glass cannon, and I'm going to try to work back towards long. Because Invert's pretty much the one that's been utilizing that AWP towards long. I haven't really seen him use it towards any other areas of the map on T side. So if Abe actually could have maybe caught them off guard, because them thinking that there's not going to be an op, you might see Invert try to push out a little bit more aggressively and a little bit more faster than usual on the peak towards long side. But nonetheless, it's going to be a full rifle in the end for Splyce.
Yeah, still no op though. I don't think they've had an op a single time on the CT side, and while it's not necessary, it certainly can be very useful if implemented properly on this map, especially over on the A side of the map. You see pretty much every team in the world that is of any value on this map posts up an opera on that A side the majority of the time, and they just haven't had that. I don't know if that would make a difference or not, but it certainly would have been something worth trying, but I guess the money just wasn't really there. I mean, it was there, but it might have maybe been too much of a sacrifice on another player to make it happen.
Or the timeout being called by Arya would be like, all right, well, should we focus more towards the B side? No, looks like the way that they're rotating across is because they want to actually prevent Ruru from actually lurking around as well. The amount of time that Ruru's been lurking at B and actually getting those kills and giving a chance for AGG to keep rotating from A to B is huge. And look how aggressive Davy's pushing. He gets instantly headshotted by Ocean, catches him off guard, and that gives a lot of map control right now for AGG, even for Ruru now.
I just don't like these individual pushes that they keep doing. Arya did it at upper A a while ago. They wound up winning the round anyway, but I mean, you're just giving up a free player, even if it's an even trade at best. You got a multi-frag to make that worth it, you know.
And the thing is with Ruru, the way that he's going to play it, if he actually manages to get another kill inside this B bomb site, he's going to be able to have enough communication or information to say, guys, there's going to be nobody at A. Meanwhile, while he's doing all this and he's keeping Splyce on their toes inside B, everybody else is lurking towards long, so this gives huge map control right now for T side. And there you go, you see it again. The flash is towards long, they're moving towards washroom, and there they finally decide to see if they want to move towards A or B. And it all comes down to those lurkers. It's going to be right now Ruru, and seems on the other side it's going to be Invert with the AWP trying to scout out inside the A site.
I mean, they have the luxury of taking this a little bit slower and kind of scouting things out, since they do have one man to the good, as they are going to put some pressure on A, but now they're going to go ahead and transition back over to stairs.
Nice place.
Cause a little bit of a rotate. Two are still here at B, though.
Yeah, they have bad positioning, though, as PC gets caught off. Arya's playing towards graffiti side. CT side spots. Three of them cannot connect. And now they're going to come in for the plant. It's going to be A4 versus 2. These two guys will try to save their guns again, but I liked it. I like what they did there, Dust. They went back to take control at long and at short. They threw mollies. They threw smokes as well towards the A bomb site. So they forced two guys to actually, or one guy to be off rotation to support the A player, so left on a 2-2. But as you're leaving on a 2-2 and you're executing a fake towards A, the guys that are inside B are going to try to play a little bit more passively towards CT spawn side, which opens it up for AGG to get a plant. Now they have great post-positioning plant, post-plant position, sorry, and the CTs just can't do anything out of it. Great executions by AGG in playing T side. Seems T side's actually quite strong for both of these teams on overpass. Stronger now for AGG.
I just feel like Splyce has been kind of making, like, well, with AGG, their CT side struggled just simply because they weren't hitting shots. They weren't necessarily making a lot of mistakes. They just were having really trouble putting up a proper defense when it came to actually winning fights. But when it comes to Splyce, there's been at least 2 or 3 rounds, which has been, like, they haven't had that many gun rounds, right? They've had to save a lot this half because of their money reset. And they've just kind of thrown players away by trying to make pushes by themselves with no support, no nades, no trading ability. It just seems like they've been, I don't know, taking too many risks that are just unnecessary. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but that's kind of the trend I've gotten.
No, for sure. It's just the aggressive push does not pay off, and now that they're playing a little bit more passively, like I said, they wanted to play. They should have played more passively to try to take down Ruru, and now Ruru gets picked off first, and now the map control comes back in the favor of the CT side. But even now, look at that. They get the kill, but you still have people lurking and pushing aggressively. Arya moved all the way up towards Blue Door and decides to Thunderfoot back towards the washroom area. You do have Davey going for the shoulder peek, so they're still playing very aggressively instead of playing angles, especially with pistols. So that's AGG getting some information as well. They're going to try to close in onto Davey towards the party side. So Osha's just around the corner, jumps out. Davey manages to get the headshot at least, but traded out by Else. That's more information given away. And let's see what's going to happen with them as they're lurking towards the A bomb site for AGG.
Making no noise, so JSNAR's not even going to get that pop flash off. He wanted to. Oh, no, but okay, the recovery from it. I thought that wasn't going to work out because he tagged that one guy. I thought that he'd be able to push out and get the kill, but he doesn't. And now AGG just swarm on the A bomb site. So Invert, what a recovery after he tagged that player to be able to get that second shot off fast enough to help clear out the site and kind of bail AGG out of a round where it was looking a little bit dicey for a second. And it still is with that play.
Well, let's see what happens. The gun doesn't fall into his side, so he's stuck with the Mag 7. Twist waiting at the bomb site, gets the kill, and it's map point now for AGG. And not only a nice recovery for Invert with the AWP, but a nice recovery as a whole for AGG to take that site, because it was a 5-on-3. They were about to get sort of ecoed on against Splyce, because it was, thankfully for Davies, P250 plays and the information given away as well. So good plays for AGG with the remaining 3 players. Now 15-10, full gun round coming through for Splyce, with the exception of kits and a few nades. But PC pushed all the way up, spots one there, a little bit too slow on the reaction. So off back in the hands of PC this time. And
yep.
retreat.
Yeah, the Ruru squad. He's been kind of the other guy to step up in this particular half to help Invert and Twist out, I feel like. His frag total may not be high, but he's had certainly a lot of impact in these rounds. But he's been taken out. He's been dealt with. So that gives Splyce maybe a little bit more hope now, but still going to favor AGG a bit.
Oh, no,
now they've been spotted.
Okay,
Invert knows.
At least there's that smoke. Molly right now to force Davey out of position, and he's actually pushing all the way up towards the tunnel side, and thankfully for him, nobody's spamming across through that smoke. Arya, good position to watch for a boost from the rail side if they're going to try to get anything on short, and it seems as though they might be going for that. So let's see if Arya, we're about to see that boost in that smoke. Oh, so that smoke's going to save them a little bit there. So they're just waiting for that to dissipate a little bit from that boost. They could look back towards the toxic side as well.
Is anyone watching? Ooh.
Yeah,
wow, okay.
Davey was. Ocean was. Now
I thought someone on that boost wasn't watching short, but someone did catch Davey pushing, so that was the big thing. And now we're in a 3-on-3.
Yeah, Arya trying to is able to even it back up. Invert pushing through. Off shot miss, says screw it. I'm just going with the Tech 9 and Ocean as well. 3 versus 2, 3 versus 1. PC missing another shot, and at that point, I won't see him opping in the second map. So it's going to be 3-1, looking to be a 1-0 map score for AGG. Bomb planted at the default spot. Great position plant. Better write this time, boys, on chat. And that's it. 16-10, our final score, as PC could not spot anybody there. Great T sign. Only 1 round lost, actually, for AGG on that side.
What a game. I mean it didn't look like it was going to go that way. When Splyce had the half that they had, you know, they dropped the ball a couple rounds. I really felt they should have won that half 11-4 rather than 9-6, but they still seem to be in great position to take that game. But AGG drop only 1 round on their T side, go 10-1 to win that game. Super dominant. Definitely a couple of mistakes from Splyce, I felt like, being a little bit too pushy with just one player, not doing like real team play there. Which certainly gave AGG a little bit of an easier time getting a couple of rounds, or at least getting some early man advantages. But all credit to AGG, man. They definitely looked to be on the same page. They were making the right calls. And the 2 guys we were talking about during the pregame show, Twist, the young gun, the 16-year-old, the new guy in the pro scene, and Invert, the opper that had shown some promise in Coast, the 2 new recruits to this team, they performed, and they performed really damn well at that.
Yeah, we asked about it, and it definitely did. I mean, the way that Invert's been holding the CT side at long, at Optimus, the way that he's been opping on T side has been pretty much on point. Twist has been pretty much unstoppable playing defensively at the A side. We haven't really heard about him a lot. I mean, he was able to get those kills moving in with Els and Ocean, but I think T side was really more towards that Invert op and also towards Ruru with the lurk. I mean, Ruru, the way that he was lurking around and always pretty much winning. What, maybe lost him maybe once or twice when he was lurking towards that B bomb side. He's been on point in terms of giving a lot of map control for AGG.
Yeah, certainly his numbers weren't. I mean, he was the bottom fragger on the team, but I think most of that was kind of on the CT side, on the terrorist side. He seemed to have a really good half. Again, like I said, lurking that B side of the map, he certainly created a lot of openings for his team, and he really helped kind of support the effort that Twist and Invert were putting in. I mean, those guys were certainly putting up big numbers, but Els even had like a pretty slow start in the first half. He didn't look that good. He brought it back and wound up going +2 on the game. Even Ocean, who didn't have a great half, wound up going even, you know, at 16-16 in neutral. That's pretty good for Ocean. So, I mean, they really stepped it up. Everyone did in the second half, and they were just absolutely dominant. I mean, they put that map away.
They've definitely proven me wrong so far. I mean, I was calling a 2-0 for Splyce, and it started well with how they won the first half 9-6, but again, only winning one single round on CT side of Overpass for a Splyce. It shows that there's a lot of work to be done with. The reason why is, we mentioned it, quite a few rounds where you actually saw them just set up passively towards short side and towards the site, which gave a lot of control for Splyce, or should I say AGG as well, to work long and rotate through the washroom, rotate through the blue door staircase, and then towards B, work pretty much everywhere they want as they're executing these fakes. So I think their next strategy is on CT side. We'll have to try to be a little bit more aggressive, possibly towards party side. You know, when you actually go for that smoke and a jump onto the bench to op down towards the fountain at T spawn, that could actually be a type of move that could give a lot of information for the CTs to see how the terrorist teams are setting up. And they would have caught that quite a few times, if not maybe 11 times out of the 11 times that we saw AGG work towards this A bomb site playground to start.
So chat, before we take a break before map 2, I need your vote in chat, and we'll kind of tabulate it while we're on break. Does vansilli look more like Ming Lee or like an Asian Where's Waldo with that beanie on? I need you to tell me what you think in chat. But yeah, we'll take a break. We'll be back on Inferno to try to see if we're going to end this map in a 2-0 or whether we're going to see cash come up or not, as we are doing our first night of the NA Pro League. So stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back.